Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and today I am talking US Open qualifying. Where am I? So we are the Saturday before the Monday, so I got 2 days. I have been incredibly busy this week, and I'm lucky. I coached beginning of the week, and then I've coached and I've actually been caddying Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I'm coaching tomorrow. So my practice has been minimal, but since obviously I've known I entered a few weeks ago, but the last 4 weeks I've played 4 rounds, and not that anybody will be able to relate to this, I have shown the essence of greatness, but you have to take different parts from each round. And that's what I'm saying. I was being facetious. How come? And on a serious note, if you think about in golf, because I hear this all the time, I can't believe when I drive well, I putt poorly, then I putt well and I drive poorly. And I think it's an awesome thing about golf, but it's also a really frustrating thing about golf, is each department of your golf game need to be somewhat working. Everything doesn't have to be 10 out of 10, but if something is working well, something else needs to be at least at a level that it's not countering the good stuff you're doing in other elements of your game, but they don't go together. So that example I gave, the components to make you drive the ball well do not help putting, and they actually hinder putting. Think about it. Putting is a fine motor skill, driving is a gross motor skill. I always compare it to other sports. Driving is far more like a sprinter, far more like a javelin thrower. Putting is far more like darts, pool. I always say putting is far more like painting a picture than it is driving a golf ball. So maintaining across your game is actually quite hard to do. And it's actually the reason, if you don't have much time and you only focus on one element, the other corresponding element in your golf game is likely to suffer. And it's not because of lack of practice, although obviously that doesn't help either, but actually as you start ramping up your skill level in one department, it has a knock-on effect in the other. So I've gone off topic, as I do, you know, I don't script these things, but I think that's an interesting one to understand. And it's why, let's say your driving isn't working, and you only have an hour. I'm gonna do half an hour driving, but then you do need to spend, even if it's only 5 minutes putting, 5 minutes chipping. Chipping and pitching, I'd rather you did some of that like as a warm-up on the range, but you have to try and at least experience all the elements of golf, because if you don't do them, you'll get some issues. But anyway, back to what I was actually supposed to be doing this video on. My last 4 rounds. I've had the first round of the 4, and again, this was probably 3-4 weeks ago. I had 16 pars and 2 bogeys. So although that's not going to qualify, I thought that was quite exciting. You know, it showed a level of consistency. I had the 2-iron out, so I was hitting the 2-iron a lot. I looked very secure, didn't have to work too hard for that. I think I was up and around the par 5s and didn't get them up and down for birdie, but all in all, not much bad. Yes, I could have done with a bit more good, but I thought that was a great basis, especially a few weeks out. So I was very excited. So I took that excitement and went into my next round, and the next round was just a not qualifying, very ropey. I think it was a 77, a 5 over, but there wasn't much good, there wasn't much control. In terms of how I felt, and I think because I'd done well in the previous round, I went in with a level of expectation and a level of excitement, and that golf course beat that out of me straight away. Bang, bang, bush. So the next round, yeah, was not particularly exciting, and yes, one step forward, two steps back kind of thing. But I then went out on the third round and I shot 68, and I had 7 birdies in the round, and that is the first time I've had 7 birdies in a round for as long as I can remember. My memory's either very bad or I haven't done it for a long time, and I don't think I have a memory issue. So, but an exciting round. Putted really well. I've been on the fence. My putting has been okay. If you've watched this channel for a long time and you've watched me on other channels on YouTube and on social media, you'll know that my putting was certainly the weakest element of my game when I turned pro, and it used to be really bad when I was an amateur. Through the years, and I've been lucky with equipment, you know, I've got a better understanding. I went into the claw, but a lot of the stuff I have learned for my coaching, I've been able to fill the gaps in, and I've actually been putting pretty good. I would never say I'm going to be the greatest putter of all time, but it's now very competent, and as an amateur it wasn't competent. So I would have a great day tee to green, and then I would miss a short one, you know, and then it would ruin my mood and it would ruin my score. So I've been on the fence. I haven't been quite sure what to do with the putting. Anyway, I was very lucky. I was chatting with Sam from Lab Golf, and they do an online fitting process. So I was sending him some videos that would suggest they might have got a new putter coming. There you go, breaking news. But chatting with him, and I'm obviously very lucky that I have Megan, who's a putting specialist. Chatting with the two of them, I've had my putter at 35.5 for a while, and putted great, but just hasn't been feeling very good. So I'm actually going to go back down to 34, but with the putter, I put my Lab B2 back in the bag, gripping down slightly, and the stroke just started to feel phenomenal. Had an awesome putting day, probably, and like I say, I've always struggled with putting. I've had days where I've putted well, but then would make like the odd mistake. You know, I would end up missing a 4-footer at the wrong time, or maybe losing my momentum, missing a 6-footer. In my round of 68, I really putted well, and the stroke felt incredible. And I really did not miss a putt that I would say I should have holed. You know, kind of 10-footing in, hold a few 18, 20-footers, and that, I think my strokes gained. I'll put it up here, I can't remember what it was. I think it was like plus 4 points something. You know, had an awesome day on the greens. And so yeah, and more importantly, I shot a score that was worthy of qualifying. The course I was playing, so it was one of the home courses here at Bonita Bay, the Marsh course, but that course is as hard, if not harder, than the one I'll be doing this local stage US Open qualifying. I showed I can shoot the score. I putted extremely well, so sometimes, you know, I need the stars aligned to have another putting day like that, but I was very excited about the score, very excited about the iron play. The only downside of that round was off the tee, although I was pretty good, I hit it in the hedge a couple times on 2 holes, 9 and 18. I had to chip and putt, like 18 from 60 yards, I had to chip and putt for the bogey. So although I demonstrated I could play well, I did look a bit vulnerable off the tee. And then that leads me into my last round. I have been caddying down at Naples National. There's a big amateur event down there, the Terracotta. I'm caddying for one of my students, and had a kind of, I went down with a member and had a play on Wednesday. Beautiful course, quite a hard course to play blind. You know, definitely a course that if you were playing an event you would want to practice round. But I didn't follow up with my 7 birdies. I did make 1 birdie, But I didn't follow up with the great play that I had done the previous round, but I was far better off the tee. So again, I got a new driver, I got to hit the driver a bit, and I felt very good off the tee. So good off the tee, didn't shoot the score. I think I was like 5 over. It was a pretty average score. But what are we gonna do? So like I say, I can qualify. That's the one thing I have shown in the last few weeks. I haven't played a great deal. I have been on the range. I have done as much as I could. The one thing that I have made sure not to do, and again, this would be a piece of advice if you're very short on time, I haven't tried to make elaborate swing changes. Remember, I'm a coach and I'm a biomechanist by trade, and there are things going on in my body and in my golf swing that with a bit of work would certainly be beneficial to my golf game. But you have to kind of try and peak, and there's no way if I try to implement changes in this small period of time that those changes would have connected for Monday. So I've kept pretty simple. I've worked a lot on my routines. I've just made sure I've been hitting shots, and in here today, and we're very, very lucky we got this indoor lab at the Bonita Bay Club. It's raining outside, so I've had the typical, I want to be a man of the people, so what I've been doing is I've been caddying, spending time working, helping somebody else out, and then when it's been time for me to practice, it's rained. I went up, this event is up at Lexington Country Club. I went up there yesterday, made the effort to go up after already quite a long day, played like 3 or 4 holes and then got rained out and thunder and lightning. So the golfing gods don't seem to be on my side, but sometimes you just have to be your own best friend. Take the positives of what I've had. I'm going to work on routine, try and take a good attitude, try and put some swings on it and see if I can replicate the score that I want, and we'll take it from there. But this will probably be the last video before I play, because tomorrow I'll probably, like I say, I'm caddying, and then I'll probably practice and panic and practice and panic. No, I won't do that. I'll work on my routines, try and hit some shots, and see how it goes. But get some comments down below. How do you get around not having much time to practice? You know, do you have a certain drill that you do? Do you have a certain routine? Do you just try and keep the pressure off of yourself? Because that can be a big one. And yeah, wish me luck, I suppose. As always, stay safe, stay happy. I hope to catch you soon.